Okay, so here I am coming home from work, and the reason that I'm making this video is actually because over the past couple of days my mother reported that her 2002 Buick Park Avenue was making a strange noise, and I better pay attention because there's good ways to get run over doing things like this. Anyway, it turns out it's making a noise above about 30 miles an hour that sounds like a little electric motor running a fan or something, almost like maybe an ABS pump. And so the juvenile wizards have been home all day, and while I've been at work, they have been tearing apart my mother's poor car. And so I'm going to see what they have been up to, the Keykeeper and Bizarre Furhead, to see what problem they found, see if it's really a wheel bearing like we think it is, or if it's something else. Here's a Keykeeper working hard as he always does.
Shut up, I work an head out here today.
Well, tell me, have you found out what's wrong with your mother's car yet?
Yeah, it's on the front. Hood ornament.
Oh, it says Buick, huh?
Better than a Ford.
Have you got a better idea, Furhead?
Well, uxwbill.
Ouch.
In the front wheel assembly, you have the front wheel bearing, yeah. And with the wheel on, cranking on the lug nuts, you can hear clicka, 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 clicka. Not like a CV shack clicka, more of a shorter click.
Thank you for the detailed description.
Clacky, clacky.
Alrighty, so Bizarre Furhead is playing the part of the mechanic, and the Keykeeper is...
drive.
You are?
I have...
Be a pretty short three-wheel drive around the neighborhood. Alright, so Bizarre Furhead's going to tell us a little bit about what's going on here.
So the first step we did, we took the decorative covers off.
And I'll tell you what, those captive decorative lug nuts,
Num, 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 num.
I don't recommend that.
Semi-metallic, if I believe, right? Yeah.
Those captive lug nuts are definitely an improvement.
So then, what we did to further diagnose the problem, I and my... Bling, baby! Woo! Yeah, or bling something off. Just come up...
Don't.
So what we did after we had the decorative lug covers off, I took an extension with the proper size socket, and I started to spin the tire.
Okay.
And with the tire on it, I could hear a wheel bearing noise because it wasn't a brake noise, or at least I didn't think it was a brake noise.
Let's check this out down here and see what's going on. I love this use of an earphone, earbud to hold this thing in place. That's very spiffy.
So further, the Keykeeper helped me remove the brake caliper right here.
Uh-huh.
So now we have the axle nut, the rotor, and the bearing house. It's all in the wheel knuckle.
Okay.
Steering knuckle, wheel knuckle, lower control arm.
Don't do that.
So now what we're waiting on our supply man to travel here to us with the proper size axle nut socket.
You guys don't have a socket for that? I thought we did.
No.
Ooh, that's making a squeaky noise.
Yeah, that's because...
Oh, that thing's rubbing on it. Okay, yep, there we go. So you guys think that the air pump's on. You guys think that the
front driver's side wheel bearing is gone.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. Well, it'll be interesting to see if you're right when you get into it, so I guess we'll stay tuned. How late are you guys going to work on this?
Tonight.
Oh, too bad I won't be here.
Wheel bearing? Okay.
Okay, Dad just got us the right socket that we need and a wheel bearing for the car. So now Bizarre Furhead and I are going to give up and try to take this thing off without damaging the parking pawl in the automatic transmission.
Okay.
We tried our best using hand power, some cheater pipes and a breaker bar and wrenching. Now we're going to cheat and use air power. Soaked it down pretty good with some penetrating oil. And Bizarre Furhead's got some words of wisdom here. He says, when all else fails, use the impact hammer.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, but I'm all out of bubble gum.
When all else fails, drink Mountain Dew and eat Reese's peanut butter cups. Stay out. You already had yours. Bad dog, down.
What'd you say?
Meow.
Meow. What was your inspiring words a second ago? I gotta go. Never mind. This is how to use your impact wrench, right here. Oh. So we managed to loosen this up. Now we're going after it with a ratchet.
Hold that. Jeez. Well. Ready? Now it's supposed to come back off.
Okay. Now we can see if the wheel bearing is truly bad or not. Here we have the wheel bearing assembly itself. Okay. 15mm.
Well, Bizzarefurhead gets the right socket to use. We got the rotor off, and that exposes the wheel bearing. However, there's no hole drilled in the wheel bearing for us to access the screws from the front side. I have to go on the back side of the steering knuckle, which is going to be a pain in the butt, and do it that way. So stay tuned for cussing and swearing and bloody knuckles.
I don't know if you guys on YouTube can see this, but we finally got the wheel bearing assembly off, and it is seized up tighter than a bank on getting stole from or having money stolen from it or something. But this thing is seized up so tight I can't even turn it by hand. We got the new, that would have been my foot. We got the new bearing assembly. We're giving up for the night, so tomorrow we can have a fresh crack at it with plenty of daylight out. So we have our tools all picked up with the new bearing assembly right there with the blue ring. We have the Neely pad. We have other boxes, mallets, tires, boards, rotors, hammers, brake pads, all sorts of goody whatchamacallits. We even have a shop or a rag on the hood there with some drink. And you can see the lovely ensemble of tools we've had to break out to free up the wheel bearing assembly, which was stuck on really tight. You guys have no idea how tight that sucker was. We had to put the wheel back on there and shake it easily for about 5 to 10 minutes for the dumb thing to come off. But, you know, tomorrow we'll be putting this brand new hub assembly, which I can even turn by shaking it. Yay! We'll be putting this brand new thing on with the ABS sensor and grooves cut into it. But we'll be putting that in. As you can see, the ABS sensor has kind of a poor connection right there. Don't you just love technology? So, compared to this old crappy thing, and you can see it broke off pretty good. But hey!
So when the keykeeper is fixing his mother's car, it seems that some things, unfortunately, tend to get overlooked. Alright now, Bizzarefurhead was doing some filming yesterday. You'll get in big trouble if you do that. And hopefully he was doing a good job, but I have every confidence. Anyway, the keykeeper is here. The keykeeper doesn't, but he's here with the old wheel bearing, which is definitely not in the best of shape.
I can't barely even turn it. I can't even turn it. Just barely, okay?
Oh man.
I'm really trying hard to turn this thing.
That's not good.
And if you listen.
Yeah, it's making a crinkling noise.
So now, that's an expensive door weight. And come over to that. This one
Oh, that might improve the fuel economy a little bit.
And listen.
What's that you hear?
Nothing.
Birds twittering.
Hey, check how easy.
Must mean it's pretty dizzy, as are the two mechanics that are doing this. Alrighty. So.
Now, one reason why GM went bankrupt out of thousands is, on the 88 Sable, which isn't here right now, I can access everything I need to from the front of the wheel, okay? On this car, the bolt's going backwards. There's no hole in the hub rotor to access anything, so it's a real pain in the butt to do this.
Sounds like a grand old time.
Well, what I'm going to do now is get my wire wheel and drill and clean that corrosion off the aluminum.
Alrighty, well, I'm going to give this camera battery a quick little charge, and we'll be right back. Okay, I think the keykeeper had his drink a little too close to his grinding.
I think he had it under the bird feeder. What were you saying about that meter thing, Mom?
What was that called, Willie?
A color bait tester.
I need one of those because my water's red. You tell me what kind of bed I need to be using.
Oh, man. This is holistic car repair. You just sit here. Look at how nice and shiny that wheel bearing is. That's pretty spiffy.
Well, you know what they say. My neck's like shiny stuff. Anyway, since the bolts had some Loctite on them, we put medium strength Loctite on them because we like to get it back out. And I got the sensor routed through the steering knuckle and hooked up to the computer. So.
You better not say stuff like that. You go to jail, boy. Always use your most precision tools on the delicate parts of the car. That big wrench.
On the computer. What are you talking about?
That wrench works as sort of a divining rod to locate expensive car parts that aren't too far away from what we're actually looking to hit with it.
Got it.
Yeah, GM made this too easy on the older cars, so they had to change it on this one so that the car owner couldn't do it themselves. They'd have to take it to the dealership and get it done.
I love the smell of Loctite in the afternoon.
This was the last we saw of the keykeeper.
Hear that song in the background? Guns N' Roses knocking on heaven's door. I shouldn't say that.
Just wait till we're done with this car.
Yeah, we got to do a transmission flush in the Black Plague.
Got to change the muffler belt and top off the headlight fluid, you know, all that good stuff. Stuff that we've convinced our mother this car needs to have done. Yep, we're using the sound system in the Pontiac. I guess only because it's got the iPod hookup, which the Park Avenue doesn't have, so I guess it's just not good enough in the keykeeper's eyes.
That half-inch breaker bar?
Yeah.
By the 4-inch? I need it. No, the small one. That one. I hate being a car mechanic.
Then why are you going to school to be one?
There's a lot of money involved in it, especially electronic parts.
Oh, man.